COUGAR is basically a sensor database system, and it provides a distributed data gathering framework for individual sensor data through user-defined queries. The information in wireless sensor network can be classified into stored data and the sensor data. Stored data. The stored data refers to the information about the sensors in the field, including their type, location, as well as properties of the physical phenomena. The second one is sensor data. Sensor data refers to the information gathered by the sensor according to the query. In COUGAR, the sensor data are represented as time series. The sensors are assumed to be synchronized, and sensor data are gathered as outputs of a signal processing function at a specific location at the time of record. Sensor nodes observe data that are gathered based on certain signal processing functions, example sampling, comparison, integration, and are represented as abstract data type ADT functions. Using these abstractions, the COUGAR database uses SQL-like query language to issue queries to the sensors. COUGAR also provides a query layer that is regarded as between application and network layer. So we have this application layer and network layer, and in between COUGAR implements its own query layer. So again here we have this sensor node and leader nodes. Wireless sensor network in COUGAR architecture consists of leader and sensor nodes. Sensor nodes send their response to leader nodes, which aggregates data optimally. So here we can see what happens inside a sensor node and what happens inside that of a leader node. So whenever COUGAR is asked, we got to write this hierarchical structure and write down what's actually happening inside a sensor node. So let's zoom in a bit. So here inside a sensor node we have, that is, sensor node can also be thought of as a non-leader node, and this can also perform not just can sense the physical phenomena, but also can aggregate the data partially. So here it does the partial aggregation of collected data with that of the data that which is being passed from the neighbor node, and in turn it is passing it towards the leader node. And on the other hand, we have this leader node whose main job is to aggregate the data, that which aggregates all the received data from the neighbor nodes. So data received, aggregate, followed by select the kind of data that which actually needs, and in turn forwards that to the sink. So this is what a leader node does. So this ultimately gives us an idea about what is happening inside this COUGAR architecture. So that which is a sensor database system. And then we have SNM systems, that is sensor network management system. This thing provides a set of query service independent of underlying network protocol. So it doesn't matter what kind of network protocol it makes use of. So SNM systems provide a set of queries. These queries are based on some syntax. So it provides a set of query service independent of underlying network protocol. So here is where we have this network manager. So most network management systems rely on underlying networking service such as routing and reliability to interact with wireless sensor network. Any failure in networking protocol affect the network management system. Thus, these failures cannot be detected. SNMS addresses this issue by providing a set of queries that are independent of underlying network protocol. SNMS uses a standalone networking stack that is tailored for reliable query dissemination and distributed data collection. Accordingly, SNMS operates independently from network operation. SNMS relies on routing tree that is rooted at the node and initiates the query. In most cases, the network manager resides at the sink. So this CPU looking like structure actually resides inside this sink node. Hence the routing tree is rooted at the sink. With this architecture, SNMS supports centralized network management. SNMS architecture supports networking for two major operations in network management. One is network monitoring, that is collection, and management control, that is dissemination. SNMS supports routing tree construction such that only a subset of nodes in the network is involved in the query answering. So this is about SNMS network architecture.